This is a production of SDPB.
Touchdown! This is for a state championship. Oh, drop kick, and it's good.
There's going to be some highlights coming off of this.
The short range jumper.
Edging out in lane 4, the top seed.
This South Dakota High School State Championship event is conducted under the direction of the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
Welcome to the Summit Arena at the Monument here in Rapid City. It's the site of the 2026 South Dakota High School AA Girls Basketball Tournament. I'm Craig Maddock, along with Holly Severson. And Holly, here we are, day 3. We'll talk a lot more about third place and championship later today, but we'll start in the consolation round here this afternoon. And last game of the season for these girls, what are they thinking about here today?
Right, and we have a lot of seniors also playing in their last game, so these games mean a lot. They want to end their season on a good note. Obviously, probably wanting to be playing tonight, but in South Dakota, you have that great opportunity to play a third game, so I'm sure they're both going to be ready and want to take advantage of the moment.
Here's the schedule. Coming up, T-Area and Jefferson will kick off the 7th place game, and then on the Consolation Championship, Stevens and Mitchell. Then Holly, tonight, 6 o'clock Central, 5 Mountain.
Yep, we've got Aberdeen against Sioux Falls, Washington. Should be a good one. And then the championship game rematch. Brandon Valley coming in as the #1 seed, and O'Gorman trying to defend their title. That game will tip off 7:45 Central, 6:45 Mountain.
Yeah, 3rd year in a row. It's BB and OG's won the last 2. Should be fun. I think there's going to be a lot of emotion in that game tonight. Forward to this afternoon, let's start off with Jefferson as the Cavaliers coming in as the 6th seed. It is the 5th appearance for Jefferson. It's their 5th straight. They've been here every year since the school opened. They've been 3rd 3 times already in their history. Here's the First Dakota National Bank starting lineup for today.
Yes, Abby Horner, their senior captain. She leads the team in rebounds, steals, and assists, followed by Taylor Silvernail, who only got 1 shot up against Mitchell yesterday. Look for her to get some more today. Aaliyah Johnson, another senior. Brindley Altenberg filled up the stat sheet yesterday with 31 against Mitchell. Brianna Kinville, the freshman point guard. And the head coach of the Cavaliers is Shantiva Pruitt.
Cavaliers will take on the 7th seed, the Mitchell Colonels. Mitchell coming into the tournament, T-Area.
You got it.
T-Area comes in as the 8th seed. For the Titans, they're making the transition now. They're in AA. Last time the girls were in a state tournament, it was in Class A. Their only trip to the state tournament. And for the Titans come in as the 8th seed. Here's the First Dakota National Bank starting lineup.
Yes, mixing up their lineup a little bit today. You're going to see Natalie Gass in the starting lineup recovering from that concussion. What a great story there. And also Emma Lindgren, Ellie Clayberg, Bindi, the shooter, and the senior point guard team leader, JC Babb. The head coach of the T-Area Titans, his 2nd year coaching the girls, Taylor Fechner.
Follow SDPB Sports on your mobile device. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Check out all of the action and award photos. All you have to do is you search SDPB on Flickr. Read some of the great stories. Enjoy the videos featuring the teams and the kids, the coaches of South Dakota. A special feature coming up at halftime featuring the number 3 for T-Area and what that means. So again, that'll be coming up at halftime. Let's meet the teams. Here's Scott Jensen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, at the Summit Arena, at the Monument in Rapid City, and everyone watching all over the world on SDPB. It's Championship Saturday of the 2026 South Dakota State AA Girls Basketball Tournament. The South Dakota High School Activities Association, along with its corporate partners, Sanford Health, Dakota Bank, Farmers Union Insurance, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard are proud to welcome you to the State AA Girls 7th and 8th place game. Playing in today's game, the visitors on the scoreboard, the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers versus the home team on the scoreboard, the T-Area Titans. This tournament is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of these programs. We hope you'll enjoy the games and support your athletes in a positive and sportsman-like manner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please stand as we honor America? Please join in singing for the playing of our national anthem today, being performed by Bodie Lindy. We would remind all in attendance that the proper respect is to face the flag, remove your hat, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may also salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Very nicely done. Thank you, Bodie Lindy, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's introduce the officials for our 7th and 8th place game today. The referee is Ross Effling. The umpires are Matt Paulson and Eric Grocott. Introducing the head coaches for each team. The head coach for the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers is Shantiva Pruitt. And the head coach for the T-Area Titans is Taylor Fechner.
If I ever lose, then I swung too many. I don't pick and choose, now I'm always ready. I'm bleeding proud over my shirt if they ever get me. Walking tall like MJ96, they can't forget me. 'Cause I've been a warrior, I've been a war. See in my eyes, I've been a war. I cannot die, I've been a war. The greatest alive, but now I'm a war.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Channel Seed alternating starting lineups. First for the Cavaliers, starting at guard, a 5'9", senior number 2, Abby Horner. For the Titans at guard, a 5'4", senior number 3, J.C. Babb. For the Cavaliers at guard, a 5'9", junior number 3, Taylor Silvernail. For the Titans at guard, a 5'7", senior number 5, Anna Binti. For the Cavaliers at forward, a 5'9", senior number 11, Aaliyah Johnson. For the Titans at guard, a 5'7", senior number 11, Ellie Clayberg. For the Cavaliers at guard, a 5'10", junior number 23, Brinley Altenberg. For the Titans at guard, a 5'5", sophomore number 20, Emma Lindgren. And for the Cavaliers at guard, a 5'5", freshman number 25, Brianna Kinball. For the Titans at forward, a 5'11", senior number 32, Natalie Gass. From the University of South Dakota fans section.
All right, Holly, keys to the game. First for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, for the Cavaliers, they want to try to be real sharp on offense. This third day, Lake's getting a little tired. They want to make sure that they move the ball and get great shots. Try to get all 5 kids involved. And for T, you know the press is coming, right? Jefferson prides themselves on being a high-pressure, full-court defensive team. The T area Titans are going to need to be able to handle that pressure and pass through it to get shots.
Natalie Gass will jump against Altenberg. Ross Effling, the referee, will get it tipped off for us. Glad to have you with us today. AA girls basketball, and for the Cavaliers, Altenberg is their leading scorer. Now for the Titans, they made some changes with their lineup today. They went with Natalie Gass here, wearing number 32. Natalie's not going to play a lot here. She hurt her ankle on Monday, plus the story of a year ago, right before the season started. She suffered a concussion. It kept her out all last year. Slowly making her way back. She's able to get into games this year. But that ankle that she hurt on Monday just has not been able to recover. So they're going to let Natalie play here a little bit, and then they're going to bring her out and give her a little senior farewell.
Such a great story. Gass headed to Northwestern in Orange City to play college basketball. She wants to major in exercise science and eventually go to physical therapy school. And I'm guessing she'll use some of that experience she's had with injuries with her future patients.
Emma Lindgren also getting the start today for T area.
Yeah, Jana Van Laken had that ankle sprain yesterday. We're hoping to see her today. Hope she's recovered from that.
Clayberg, 3 and 4 for Ellie. That is her third 3 of the tournament.
Yeah, she's second all time in 3-pointers made for T area. The record is held by Liv Ritter with 180.
Oh, and rebound by Kinball, and she's going to go to the line.
Foul on number 11, Ellie Clayberg, her second, team 2. It'll be 2 shots for Brianna Kinball.
Got Kinball going to the line. Brianna getting 7 points.
Substitution is Grace
Clayberg comes
Belis.
out. In for T area is Grace Belis. And coming in is Jana Van Laken. She's going to come in. Here's Natalie Gass. Natalie's going to go out. Getting a standing ovation from some of the fans over there at T. Wishing Natalie all the best for her. She certainly had those medical challenges over the last year. Lindgren, she can certainly hit from the outside. Yeah, she'll let it fly from 3 ball, and Lindgren with her second tray of the game, or I'm sorry, second tray of the tournament.
Lindgren averaging 11 points per game this year for the Titans.
And jump ball.
See Jefferson getting a chance to establish their full court defense here, wanting to try to get T to catch it and feel some pressure bringing it up the court.
Lindgren being guarded by Horner. Kick out to Bindi. Tell you what, T area, they're on fire. What, 3 for 3 from three-point land here today.
They are, and she is a shooter, averaging 8 points a game. That's what she's known for on this team, is catching and shooting.
Nice job following Silvernail down the lane with the bucket.
Yeah, it's good to see Silvernail get on the board. Only got one shot up yesterday against Mitchell. She averages 6 points on the year and leads them with three-point field goal percentage of 40%.
For the Cavaliers, Macy Bryant in the game. Bryant can hit from the wing as well. Oh, nice drive with the left hand and coming off the bench and scoring right away is Macy Bryant.
That's what she is, instant offense. She's gonna make things happen. Such a good athlete.
Beatless. And Altenberg will go to the line. How often do we see that where Brianna able to take that drive and she'll go to the line when we come back.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
At the line for Jefferson is Brinley Altenberg.
Altenberg went over the 1,000-point mark this year, just at junior. She's got range from deep threes, also great at taking the ball to the basket, averaging 18 points on the season, but so far in this tournament, 24 against Washington, 31 against Mitchell. You saw the full arsenal on display yesterday.
For the most part, she'll get her points. It's just Jefferson hoping that others will contribute in the scoring column.
That's right, and it's important for them to move the ball and have other people get some shots up, contribute, helps take a little pressure off her. Other scorers certainly capable, Abby Horner, Taylor Silvernail. Macy Bryant you saw a minute ago.
Lindgren, nice job going to the paint, getting some separation and good shot in the paint.
Listening to you analyzing, I like it.
Sorry,
there, Craig.
that's your job.
You got it. No, Lindgren certainly come to play today.
For the Cavaliers, it's Emery Bartles and Abby Horner. Here comes the press by the Titans. For the Titans, it's speed and being undersized is the two biggest things you look at it with this team, but they certainly make up for it as Altenberg picks up her first basket of the game.
Yeah, T really tried to space the floor, use their speed and athleticism to create shots.
Lindgren. Altenberg drills the first 3 of the game for Brindley. Brindley with 6 trays in the tournament coming into today.
Yeah, it's also 4 of 4 from the foul line, so off to a good start.
That will be a reach in on Babb. Her first.
J.C. Babb, that's first.
T-area
Substitution, Samantha
bringing
Holfer.
in Paige Sabers. Samantha Holfer in for Jefferson. We'll see the bench is cleared here during this game. Everyone's going to get a chance to play, I think.
It's always the hope of the coaching staff for sure. See Abby Horner there looking to get something going.
Foul number 12.
She averages 9 points a game for the Cavaliers.
15
Sabers with the foul. That's the 5th team foul. So now Jefferson shooting free throws on fouls the rest of the quarter. Here's Abby Horner.
Yeah, I see Horner here. She's headed to Grand Canyon University next year, the senior captain, hoping to major.
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, major in nursing.
Phoenix.
Yep, she also is a volleyball player, so multi-sport athlete, leading this basketball team in rebounds, steals, and assists. Had a great career for the Cavaliers.
Jefferson is perfect from the free throw line so far in this game.
Nice pass ahead.
11 for Altenberg.
Yeah, see Horner there with the good heads-up play, keeping her eyes up. Got 2 Cavaliers running out there with Hofer and Altenberg. Not a bad choice to go to Altenberg on that pass ahead.
Bartles with the foul. In for Jefferson is Lydia Johnson.
Johnson, also another good pressure defender kid. Part of that softball state championship team from last year.
It's Van Laken with a rebound. Van Laken turned her ankle late in yesterday's game, but looking pretty good here today. Probably got it iced up pretty good last night.
Yeah.
Elevated.
That is the hope. And maybe the other thought is I just got 1 game to get through, right? And then she'll be on to track season, track and cross-country standout. One of a few on their team. Bilas and Babb also excellent runners.
And Babb hits the 3. Why not? Babb, Bindi, Clayberg, Lindgren, they've all hit 3s today.
Yeah, credit Bindi on that kick out when she was doubled in the post.
Oh, that'll go against Horner. Horner on the push, going after the board.
2 for Jefferson, Abby Horner.
Cavaliers' 4th team foul of the quarter.
Piper Benning will check in.
Benning in for T. Already 9 deep on the roster for the Titans here in this game. And a jump ball. Jefferson also, they've gone 9 deep on the roster here so far today.
Yeah, and a lot of times they will. Sometimes even 10, just with the style that they play. They want to play fast. They have a lot of interchangeable parts. Going to keep that defensive pressure on. This time we're looking to run a little bit of a clear out to Altenberg's left side, and you see T area has 4 players there looking to contest the drive. Not really anywhere for Altenberg to go. Coach Beckner I think he paid attention the last couple days when they're in that 4 high set. Watch for that clear out.
Here's Babb to Lindgren. Babb trying to go up against Horner. Bindi, the floater. Anna with 5 points.
Anna Bindi.
Yes, Anna Bindi headed to Mount Marty, play her college basketball.
Horner. Oh, spins right out, but timeout called by Jefferson.
Timeout, Jefferson.
Shantifa Pruitt.
This is the 30
Good timing because that ball was loose.
ball.
Jefferson had it for a second, and that's when she called timeout.
Yeah, she got her 30-second timeout. We could hear the stomps and the ass. It's how she tries to communicate with officials. It seems to work sometimes. Just wanted to get her team regrouped. You can see here the little bit of a tussle for the ball, and coaches say timeout, timeout, trying to retain that possession, get her team organized, get something set up. Sometimes you credit those possessions to the coach and their timing. Both teams off to a good start shooting the ball. T right about at 47%, 7 of 15, and 4 of 7 from the three-point line. And Jefferson right at 50, 5 of 10, and 8 of 8 from the free throw line. T has yet to shoot a free throw.
Jefferson has made 5 of their last 7 shots to retake the lead. That one's off of Altenberg's foot. Goes to T area. For the Titans, Clayberg back in, Lindgren in.
Yep, just one of those basketball plays. It's unfortunate. Sometimes you dribble in, goes off your foot, goes off your knee. Don't get your feet under you. Sometimes that happens. Just got to try to shake it off and move on to the next play.
And that foul's going to be on Samantha Hofer for the Cavaliers.
Number 20, Samantha Hofer. That's her first.
The slap.
Nice drive in there by Babb. Hofer, another freshman for the Cavaliers that can play the different guard positions and also pressure the ball.
JC came into the game 4 of 6 from the free throw line here in the tournament. 5 points on the day for Babb.
Yeah, right at her average. Also leads the team in assists with 3.5. Cavaliers looking to play for one shot. Altenberg trying to free herself up for the pass.
Babb will go to the free throw line as the foul on the Cavaliers, Johnson. Aaliyah picking up her first.
Foul number 11, Aaliyah Johnson.
Yep, good strong rebound there by Babb. She's gonna do cross country and track at Augustana University. She's the future Viking. She's a major in dietetics.
Substitution, Grace Vilas.
We'll hear more about her at halftime.
Yeah, why is she wearing number 3?
Yeah.
Really interesting story, and love to tell that story to you coming up at halftime. Vilas in for the Titans here. The final seconds of our opening quarter. Letting it fly is Hofer. And Samantha gives the Cavaliers a 1-point lead at the end of the quarter.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes. Well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Back in Rapid City, the Summit Arena at the Monument. Handful of lead changes. Jefferson got out to a 2-0 start. T-Area got out to a 6-4 lead, and we kind of been going back and forth. It will be Babb going back to the line. The foul was on Warnke. Jefferson now has gone 10 deep on the roster as Warnke has come in. T-Area pretty good at the free throw line in the tournament. 15 of 18 against Brandon Valley, and then 12 of 16 against Rapid City Stevens.
Yeah, shooting it well again today. 4 of 5.
For the most part, teams that are here are pretty good free throw shooting teams.
Yeah, it's part of what gets you to a state tournament, right? Is taking care of things you can control, like free throws.
Offensive foul on Johnson. It's their second.
Foul number 11. Johnson, that's her second. Team 2 is Abby Horner returns for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, you see Aaliyah Johnson dropping that shoulder there. Van Laken stepping over to
take the charge.
Take that charge.
And Van Laken, how about that? Takes the charge and hits the tray. That's her first 3 of the game, and a timeout. Jefferson.
30-second timeout.
You know, T-Area, look at what they have done so far in this first half. They have had 4 of their 5 starters have hit trays, and then Lindgren also starting today. She hits a tray, so they've had success from the wing. In fact, against Stevens, T went 6 of 21 from the arc. They went 8 of 22 against BV. And here today, they're 5 of 8. They're getting it done.
Right, and Van Laken put up 15 in that loss to Stevens yesterday, and you can't sleep on her. She shoots 34% from the three-point line, the ESD all-conference freshman. Leads the team in scoring, and I think Coach Pruitt called that quick timeout just to remind her team of the scout. That's not a kid we want to leave uncovered on the three-point line.
Here's a deep 3. Rebound Van Laken.
Yeah, Silvernail has yet to find it from the 3. She's highly capable, though. She can go from 1 to 3 or 4 threes in a hurry.
Second tray for Babb. Speed, it's what T wants to do. Lindgren got her own rebound. Went right after it.
Very good there. Second effort by Emma Lindgren. Also another capable scorer, had 23 in the Sodak 16 game in a 66-60 win over Harrisburg. You see Bindi here with the steal, pushing it ahead.
Strong rebound by Altenberg. Douglas with the foul, her first for Jefferson. Bartles back in. There's Hofer for the Cavaliers, making their 5th straight trip to the girls basketball tournament. Every year that the Jefferson has been open, they have qualified for the girls tournament. That's a good drive. Oh, that one couldn't fall by a Horner. Silvernail with the foul.
Yeah, it's a tough cover for Silvernail. Van Laken catching the ball there on the left side. Pretty much alone. That's one-on-one coverage against a long kid. Good athlete, can shoot it, put it on the floor. You can't really back up. Got to play her tight. Van Laken able to get a shot off.
Oh, Bindi. That's a shot I tried in Horse.
Yeah,
she
I
made
see
it.
her hit the 3, now comes in with the layup. Yeah, still a lot of time on the shot clock. He's they're settling down a little bit here.
Oh, Bindi.
Feel the love, Anna Bindi.
What a stroke. Just
She
sit
is a
back
shooter.
there. Boom. 8 points for Bindi.
She's got the confidence, ready to shoot it on the catch.
Jump ball. Timeout. We're playing for 7th this afternoon.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station at Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
Fans on their 3rd day showing up, supporting the Titans today. Appreciate all the fans that come out, come across the state, supporting their basketball team. Of course, the T-Boys will be out here in Rapid City next week for the AA tournament. And offensive foul on Kinval.
Kinval getting into the paint. Van Laken already there, has that spot established.
Second charge Van Laken has taken in the first half.
Right idea by Jefferson, trying to get shots in the paint. Just needed to stop a step sooner.
Lindgren. Clayburg. Her second 3. 6 points.
T staying hot out of that media timeout. You can see their confidence growing.
Titans foul number 13.
Vilas, her second foul on the Titans. Bindi reporting in for T area.
See Clayberg there with that 3. Not sure if she'll make it to the school record, but nevertheless, what a great career she's had there for the Titans. Also, also a 2-time state soccer champ.
For the Cavaliers, it is Horner, Johnson, Silvernail, all coming in. Altenberg, Johnson, Horner, Babb guarding Altenberg. Will Altenberg finish? She does, and drew the foul. Well, Van Locken trying to take the charge on that one, but didn't get quite positioned.
Altenberg worked herself around that defense, almost finishing it there, but yes, Van Locken, a little too deep, a little too late.
This is a 60-second.
T area is taking a timeout. Coming up at halftime, the number 3 is something special. And Be Like 3, our feature, coming up at halftime. You'll hear from J.C. Babb and also head coach Taylor Fechner on why the number 3 is special for the Titans. You can follow all of the basketball action here yet through today, the girls basketball tournament. The A's and the B's with Watertown and Brookings. Go to sdpb.org/basketball if you want to catch up on the scores, the stats. You'll be able to do the same thing next week when we'll be in 2 different locations for boys basketball. Actually, we'll still be in 3 different locations. 2 of them here in Rapid City, here at the Monument. The other one at the Ice Arena, and then the Bees, of course, in Aberdeen. So a lot of basketball, and you can follow it all at sdpb.org/basketball.
You could have a game going on your computer, a game going on the TV in the kitchen, a game going on in the living room, or maybe do that split screen stuff for those of you that know how to use the YouTube.
Yep, follow everything on YouTube as well. Jefferson, they haven't missed a free throw yet in the game. They are 10 of 10. Boy, Van Lacken had the move to get to the bucket.
Just left it a little short. Jefferson, better job matching up on the perimeter defensively. No, on offense, let's see if they're able to move it side to side, or it looks like they're going to run a set play for Hofer. Good denial there by Silvernail on the top.
Steal by Altenberg. Up, Hofer is fouled.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on Bindi. Hofer pushing that ball ahead, trying to make something happen on offense.
Ball number 5, Anna Bindi.
Anna's second foul. Next foul by the Titans puts the Cavaliers at the free throw line. Same thing with the Titans. If they foul, Cavaliers are on the line. Clayburg. Titans. Van Laken. And a blocking foul.
Last few possessions, a little bit of a track meet, right? Back and forth with shots at the basket. Neither team able to finish quite yet. With this last possession, Van Laken again gets all the way to the basket. We'll get 2 shots, both teams in the bonus.
Back on the floor, Emma Lindgren.
Lindgren in for T. And it is Bartles in for the Cavaliers.
Marley's got 1 shot. Wait for the release.
Only 1 free throw has been missed between both clubs.
You mentioned the boys tournament happening right here next week. Van Laken has a brother, Tate. He'll be playing on the boys team for the T-Area Titans.
Yeah, the AA tournament will be in the Ice Arena here, which is
down the hall.
Just down the hallways.
The Titan boys also have the number 8 seed. They'll play number 1 undefeated Sioux Falls Lincoln.
Jump ball. Here at the monument, basically there's 3 arenas here. The old Barnett Center.
Barnett Center, yeah.
They use the Barnett Center. They use the Summit Arena here, and they'll use the Ice Arena to play the Lakota Nations Invitational Basketball Tournament. Altenburg, count it, and we'll go
Nice
to the
finish.
line.
Yeah, if you like basketball, this would be the place to be. See Altenburg here, gets to her left hand, has a head of steam going. She is deadly on that left side, even with the contact. She's already 6 of 6 from the line with 13 points. Jefferson 10 for 10 as a team. Oh, that was my fault. Shouldn't have said that.
Jinx.
I think the official's going to talk that one over.
Paige Sabers will check into the game.
Here's Paige Sabers coming in the game for T.
Just a 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Jefferson will try to run it down a bit before taking a shot.
That was short.
Yeah, T really walling up the left side of Altenburg, not letting her go that way.
T is 1 for 7 in their last 7 shots. They haven't scored a field goal in just over 3.5 minutes.
Number 25, Brianna Kimball.
Got some free throws though. They are 7 of 8. So far, both teams shooting very well from the foul line. Here with just 6 seconds. Left, we got Piper Benning, 5'7" sophomore. Also a softball player, a lot of multi-sport athletes on this team.
That snaps the drought. Almost 4 minutes without scoring, but they still have a 16-point lead. 16, that's good, count it. They got a 14-point lead for the Titans. Here's the break as they play for 7th place here on day 3 of the AA Girls Basketball Tournament.
As much as you have accomplished, there are times you'd rather not go it alone. While you determine what direction you go, we're here to help along the way. So go, Go with community. Go with neighbors. Go with understanding. Go with support.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
I'm Craig Maddock, along with Holly Severson. Great to have you with us. AA basketball tournament in Rapid City. Here at halftime, the T-Area Titans on top of the Cavaliers. On the T-Titans, J.C. Babb wears number 5. She's the senior guard for the Titans, and the number she wears has a special meaning to this team.
Roads and bridges, our history is strong.
So 4 originally was my number. I was number 4 like my whole life growing up. And then after state sophomore year, Coach Fechner took the job at T for my junior year, and he explained to me how special number 3 was to him. And he offered it to me if I wanted it. It was just like a really, really, really cool opportunity. And I was like very appreciative that he saw those characteristics in me. So I decided to change to number 3 because it just has a great meaning behind it, and I just like to wear it proudly now.
Be like 3 is just the way that you want to live your life. Just making sure that you're a leader, you're doing things the right way at all times, that you are taking care of your teammates, being a servant leader. Again, it's bigger than just you. It's about your team. It's about your community that you represent, and just making sure that you're carrying that badge at all times. Kenny was somebody that was part of my life growing up. I moved to Elkton when I was in 1st grade. He was just somebody that I looked up to. He was a senior my 8th grade year. They won state in 2005 Bees, and just the guy that he would play basketball with you after practice, or sometimes in middle school we would practice first and the boys would come in after, and he'd shoot with you, he'd play one-on-one with you, and so just somebody that you really looked up to, and he took care of his community.
Just being able to carry my character with me on the court has helped me to express it to my teammates and kind of like build up that whole community as part of the team. And I really think that kind of energy and that positive relationship amongst the girls has really led us to where we are today.
You don't choose the number chooses you, and so just be willing to step up and carry that torch and understand that oftentimes it's bigger than yourself. The big thing with JC is she just has such a good pulse on her community. She has a good pulse on her team. She is one of the most unselfish kids that we have, and always putting others first. I mean, she's a servant leader through and through, and she's going to make sure that if somebody has a question, if somebody has a concern, she's going to go to bat for them, and she's going to pick them up, and she's truly one of a kind.
Advice I would give to the future number 3 is just don't be afraid of taking leadership. Don't be afraid of like people not respecting you because you're doing the right thing, and you won't get the response you want every single time, but if you're doing the right thing and taking the right steps, that everything will work out, and it'll lead you to big places. Even if it's not the state tournament, it'll just take you really far in life.
It's the team, the
And thanks to J.C. Babb and Taylor Fechner for talking with us earlier in the week and talking about what that number 3 means to them. You know, SDPB is committed to telling great stories that surround high school sports and activities all across the state. Check out more of the content. Check out SDPB Sports on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Halftime of our 7th place game. Get some stats and highlights and get rolling with the second half when we come back.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm under her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
For your little ones and your biggest joys. Or your forever friends. And your fur kids, too. For your better half. Or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
Halftime between Jefferson and T-Area. First half highlights. Boy, the 3, you know, we talked about the 3 during halftime with T-Area, but the 3s were flying in that first half for them.
They sure were for T. They're shooting 45% from the floor, 57% from the 3. A blistering 8 of 14. And these two teams met up in the regular season back on January 15th. Jefferson getting a 54-44 win. And that loss was really a turning point for the Titans. The coaches challenged them to get better. And from that point, they put together a 3-game win streak, beating Pierre and Harrisburg after being down by 13 in the third. They also had a win over ranked Sioux City East, and you see them here today really come out gunning for the Cavaliers. See Altenberg there.
15 points in the first half.
She's got 15, but Jefferson overall shooting 30% from the floor and just 16% from the three-point line.
The score has been tied 3 times. We've had 7 lead changes. Jefferson's biggest lead has been 6. T-Area, they were up by 17 at one point. Turnovers have been handled okay in that first half. 8 turnovers for Jefferson, 3 for T-Area. Coming up after this ball game, it's the Consolation Championship between Rapid City Stevens and Mitchell.
Yeah, Craig, you mentioned just those 3 turnovers for T. Quite a contrast from their Brandon loss on Thursday. And obviously Brandon's also a very high pressure team. That's what T's doing a nice job now getting shots, making possessions long if they need to work for a great shot. And That's what they needed to do today to be able to be in this game, and so far they are in control.
The steal and the push by Johnson, and Aaliyah has her 3rd foul.
And she's a little bit fortunate there that she wasn't called for clear path and intentional foul. Looked like she almost got her from the back a little bit, not making a play directly on the ball.
Van Laken. Here's Silvernail. And Horner with the reach in, and that's going to be Abby's 3rd. So Jefferson dealing with a couple of starters here with 3 fouls.
Yeah, and she is their senior captain. They're going to need her on the floor to help their team put plays together and get back into the game. She's staying in. She'll have to be smart here on defense.
Silvernail, oh, and Taylor will pick up her 2nd. Well, that's 3.
And she's got her from behind.
3 quick fouls by Jefferson.
It's a nice play by Lindgren, using the dribble to get her to the basket. Using that nice jump shot. You know, that's kind of stuff that coaches teach, is getting low on the catch. Taking that dribble to lead you somewhere toward the basket. And there's so many little things that coaches talk about that I hope all you young ballers out there are paying attention to, because even the pros work on it all the time. Passing, catching, where your feet are positioned. You know, conservation of the dribble, making sure that it's taking you somewhere. And he's doing all of those little things today.
J.C. Babb, 5'4" senior, running the show. Clayburgh with her 3rd 3 of the game. She's got 9 points and a timeout here by Jefferson. Oh, check that here. No timeout here. Pull that back, and Jefferson will have the ball. And the 3 ball by Hofer. And for Samantha, her 2nd 3.
Yeah, she's had a couple nice plays. The 5'6" freshman coming off the bench, trying to inject some life into these Cavaliers.
Cavaliers trying to get a run here, and Hofer will go to the free throw line. Actually, she'll not a shot.
Ball number 5, Hannah Bindi for the Titans.
Yeah, Bindi with the late close out there on Hofer. Hofer able to get by her on the dribble.
Altenberg gets the bucket and took a hard fall.
Yeah, it was a great cut, great pass delivery there to get herself a shot. You see she just steps one step away from the basket and then cuts hard. Silvernail able to put that pass right on target.
17 points for Altenberg to lead the way for the Cavaliers. Nobody else in double figures. Here's Bindi. Couple of efforts.
Yeah. You see there, the Titans actually running a set play for a post entry. We haven't seen much of that yet against Brandon or Stevens, but they've had some luck in there feeding the post. Bindi, more of a shooter, as we've seen, but able to catch it inside this time.
Bindi 1 for 2 in the tournament. First trip to the line today. 10 points for Bindi, and she's going to come out. Coming in, Grace Belis. Hold on, they're checking some numbers here at the scorers table. Totally not sure exactly what they're. Hold on
making
here.
Sure they've got the score right.
And they're going to send the teams to their sidelines here. 49-33. That's what they're looking at. Whether they need to adjust that.
See, you got a shot of the tee area bench. Coach Taylor Fechner, who's at Canton for 5 years before coming to tee.
They got it all fixed. Whatever it was, that was a foul situation. The right number of fouls on one of the players, so they're all set and ready to go. And when you look at tee area, you've got Bindi with 3, Kleberg with 3, Van Laken with 2, and Babb with 1. Good steal by Lindgren. Gonna take it herself. Oh, oh, and Silvernail has picked up her 3rd foul.
That's a nice piece of defense by Lindgren, staying on her feet, being able to get the ball away from Altenberg, and then
Taylor Silvernail, that's her 3rd.
Silvernail gets her there at the basket. Lindgren has had a really solid tournament. She had 11 points in their loss on Thursday with Brandon, and then came back, had 11 more points against Stevens yesterday to go with 8 rebounds. And as a team, they had just 9 turnovers, and she was a large part of that.
11 for Lindgren. Cavaliers with 3 starters with 3 fouls travel. This is the biggest lead of the game for the Titans. Kleberg will bring it up court. Lindgren. Blocked by Bartles. Cavaliers looking for a spark here. Get back into this game.
Yeah, they needed that stop for sure. Some nice work by Bartles.
Labor. And Lindgren will go to the line.
There she is again.
Titans shooting 40% from the floor, 56% from the three-point arc today.
You're committed to building relationships, to exceeding expectations, to serving your community. Your financial partner should share your vision and your values. For 130 years, we've stood by South Dakotans. We've been there, we'll be there. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West, member FDIC.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
T-Area Titans been on a pretty good roll here in this game.
They have.
Percentage-wise, shooting well and not turning the ball over much.
Yeah, they have just 3 turnovers to Jefferson's 11. With that free throw make, they're now 15 of 17 from the foul line. They're also shooting 53% from the three-point line, 9 of 17. So you put those numbers together,
you should be leading, right?
You should be leading. That's a tough team to beat for anybody. They just continue to play pretty solid defense here. They're not trying to do anything fancy, just play solid position defense.
Oh, Kinville trying to save it. It will go to T.
Rebounding-wise, T also has the nod with 25 to Jefferson's 22. They've also limited them to 6 offensive rebounds. 4 of those offensive rebounds have come from Brianna Kinville.
Coming into the paint. Nice drive by Lindgren, but won't finish. Watch how the ball
Hofer, yeah, looking to push ahead right at the camera.
Kissed at center court by the ball. And Altenberg. That's her second 3 of the game. That's what Cavaliers need. Belis to Bindi. Under 10 to shoot. Cavalier ball.
Really nice defense there by Bartles, staying on her feet on that Bindi dribble, not letting her turn the corner or get into a comfortable spot where she could get a shot off.
We were tied 3 times, had 7 lead changes, but that was midway through the second quarter before T-Area got off on a nice run and see the lead they have right now. Staying, oh, that was blocked by Bindi.
Yeah, and Lydia Johnson there with that offensive rebound. Jefferson will get new life here on a baseline out of bounds play. Coach Pruitt calling out the play and getting them organized. They got to keep their heads about themselves. There's a lot of time left in this game. Just need to string a few plays together.
Van Laken with it. Yeah, Lindgren's going to pick up the foul.
You see Bartles there throwing it ahead. This time, didn't hit the camera, but same idea, right? You're able to get the possession and then push. Jefferson trying to create more opportunities to score.
Out to Bartles. And a timeout. Actually,
it's going to be a T-Area.
Yeah, T-Area taking a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
Are Peterson Farm seed reps real-life seed heroes? Well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
Clayburgh will inbound for T area. Good movement with the ball today by T area.
Yeah, they've been really sharp offensively. Jefferson hasn't been able to create a lot of turnovers and a lot of havoc with their defense.
Altenberg able to swat that away.
Yeah, T will retain the possession, just 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Clayburgh, that's her 4th of the day.
Yeah, a little misdirection there on that baseline out of bounds plays. Freeze up, Clayburgh.
Nice pass to Johnson. That's Lydia Johnson. Oh, nobody back for Cavaliers.
Yeah, Bindi just getting that leak out there on the made basket.
Brindley with the basket. And for Altenberg, up to 21.
Yeah, she's strong. You don't see her a lot with her back to the basket, but certainly capable catching it in that area, able to elevate and shoot over the top.
Oh, through the hands of Kimball.
Back in the game, it's Grace Vilas for T area.
Vilas back in for T.
Right idea by Jefferson, though, continuing to push.
7th place in Class A, Lakota Tech. Congratulations, Centerville in Class B, Lakota Tech in Class A.
Sabres coming out with it. There's Sabres. Oh, almost on the finish. Quick release by Altenberg and hits the 3. Her 3rd of the game.
Such a good shooter. Got her feet set. Just 9 seconds left here. See if they can get a stop.
Oh, push.
Ball number 15, Jana Van Laken, that's her 4th.
Van Laken's 4th foul.
We're done with 3. Playing for 7th place as we're in the consolation round of the AA Girls Basketball Tournament.
For over 55 years, Muth Electric has been powering progress across the Midwest. Our team of professionals deliver electrical solutions with innovation and safety at the core. We work with purpose, knowing that each project contributes to something bigger. Muth Electric, a partner in building a brighter future since 1970.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride, the values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
We are glad that you're spending some time with us today. I know things get a little messy out there today. Hopefully everyone's good. the A tournament and the B tournament. A lot of folks could be on the road here.
Check the weather.
Things are going to get crazy out here West River too a little bit. So glad to have you with us. Spend some time. Get you some high school AA girls basketball. Clayburg for the Titans. She has 4 threes in the game. The threes have been really good for the Titans because they're 10 of 20. Meanwhile, for the Cavaliers, they need to get a spark going.
Yeah, we see Johnson, Silvernail, and Horner returning to the lineup, trying to inject some offense into this team.
Clayburg on the rebound.
And if you're T, you can take your time here. There's no need to rush.
Jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with the Titans. 4T area, Bindi with 19, Clayburg with a dozen. And it will be Cavalier ball. Brianna Kimball had 7 points in yesterday's game. Hofer.
Yeah, Kimball and Hofer getting some great experience here as freshmen.
Silvernail gets her second basket.
Along with Bartles also.
And it is Belis, one of the only players not with a 3 today.
Yeah, T certainly staying hot. Did a good job working that shot clock down before taking that shot.
6 different players for T have hit from beyond the arc.
Jefferson's had opportunities to get this lead down to 10, but T just seems to come back every possession with a 3 or a rebound and a basket.
Seventh turnover on the game for T area. And Hofer for 3, that's her 3rd of the game.
There we go. They didn't quite get set up in their defense as Coach Pruitt wanted them to, but Hofer has the presence of mind to pick up the ball in the backcourt, keeping T from another layup.
Well, Abby Horner has picked up her 4th for the Cavaliers.
Abby Horner for the Cavaliers.
Altenberg back in for the Cavaliers. Lindgren back in for T area.
Also for T area, Emma Lindgren.
Hofer had the steal, and Bindi with the foul, and Bindi with her 4th.
Ball number 5, Anna Bindi for T area. That's her 4th. First team
foul starting to rack up for both teams.
Van Laken for the Titans.
Van Laken back in. Jefferson's going to try to maybe make it a 10-point deficit. Maybe 11.
Good look there for Altenberg, just a little short. Trying something different, running her into the post. Meanwhile, T looking at time and score, knowing that they don't need quick shots. Working the ball around the perimeter.
To shoot. And a jump ball. Timeout on the court. 4:38 to play.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
Hey, buddy.
There you see a shot of T areas coach Taylor Fechner. This is his second year coaching the girls team. Also want to talk a little bit about his assistants. Coach Clayton Sorum, he's a Canton grad in his third year of coaching at T, second with the girls staff. He's also the FFA advisor, and when he's not teaching and coaching, he's working on the family farm, just like Coach Stephen Walter, a Freeman Academy grad. It's also his second year of coaching in T. He's a science teacher and a student favorite. And for all of you Titans out there, you may know him as Sensei. That is his school nickname, apparently. Sensei from the Barbie movie. You familiar, Craig?
Not that movie, no.
Just a shout out to all those assistant coaches out there putting in long hours and doing great things for kids.
Steal by Lindgren.
Emma Lindgren.
14 for Lindgren. Titans got to take some threes, and Silvernail gets her first three of the game.
Yeah, the Cavaliers there cutting it to 12. Coach Pruitt imploring her team to get up defensively, make it hard for the Titans to reverse the ball, try to create a steal or get their hand on a ball for some sort of deflection, anything that will lead to a change in possession.
Lindgren. Boy, Emma, she has had a really good tournament. She comes off the bench in the first two games. She got the start today. And a jump ball.
Yeah, she came into this tournament playing really well. She's just a really solid player. And she knows how to compete. She gets a lot of steals. She loves to play. And it just really shows through in these games.
Pull up by Silvernail. Van Laken. Ankle's looking pretty good today for Van Laken after
her.
Twisting it in yesterday's game late. Clayburg, good look, and
yeah, she's found it today.
Oh, fifth tray.
Yeah, that puts them at 11 of 23 as a team today.
That is
Horner.
Horner. Oh. Oh. 3 point blank shots that don't go. And Babb is going to go to the line.
Foul number 11, Aaliyah Johnson.
Aaliyah Johnson's fourth foul. Here comes Macy Bryant in the game and Addie Warnke. So Johnson and Horner, 4 fouls right now. Now in for Jefferson, Bree Umbright, the 6'2" senior, coming in. Coming back is Lindgren. Here's Umbright to Horner. Horner is sticking with it. It's been a tough go here in this fourth quarter, hasn't it?
It has.
Now the Titans will make some changes. Belis coming in, Sabers in, and Benning in, and coming out, getting an ovation from the crowd. You got J.C. Babb, you got Ellie Clayberg, Anna Bindi. Babb and Bindi and Clayberg are seniors for T area.
Yeah, Jefferson had cut it to 12, but a couple quick threes, but they're right back up to 17, and they just keep pouring it on. Van Laken there with that left-hand finish. Buckets have just been hard to come by, the Cavaliers.
And Van Laken with the steal. For the Cavaliers, it's Brianna Kinvald coming in. The Titans bring in Tally Pichon, Cora Terveen. Both clubs taking the seniors. Bringing the seniors out. Or getting some seniors in the game who haven't played in a while. Good to see Umbright out there for the Cavaliers.
For sure, Umbright going to continue her basketball career at Lawrence University. Looking to major in biochemistry.
Yikes. Nice.
Hey, somebody's got to do it, Craig.
Yes. Stay tuned. The awards ceremony will be coming up right after the game. Daphne Decker in the game for T area. Bringing the ball up. That's Paige Sabers. Over to Cora Terveen. This is Benning. And the turnover. For the Cavaliers coming in, Amory Bartles. Here comes Aaliyah Johnson, the senior.
Senior Aaliyah Johnson. Also substitutions, Brooklyn Kidball and Brooklyn Baker. Also into the game, Samantha.
Cavaliers bring in Brooklyn Kinval. As Macy Bryant also coming out. And Cavaliers have to bring one more player out.
One more off the court.
They'll bring Umbright out, the senior. Oh, nice drop by Kinval. Her first basket of the game.
Right, we got a little freshman fiesta going here for the Cavaliers. And why not? She gets low, comes in, finds a little seam.
Steal by Kinval, but hot potato. T area is going to finish the season 13-11. Jefferson will finish 14-10. Three ball, not that time by T area. And Kinval, she's going to get the last basket of the game. T area, their first trip to the AA girls basketball tournament. They will finish 7th. The 69-55 win over Jefferson. Titans got off to a quick start, a lot of threes. They were hitting threes, and it kind of propelled them later on into the game, didn't it?
It really did. Anna Bindi just came out shooting blistering percentage from the three-point line, and it just fed the rest of the team, whether it was J.C. Babb, Ellie Kleberg, Lindgren, Van Laken. They were all just on today. They ended up 12 of 26 from the three-point line, and just 10 turnovers overall. And I mean, really going into the fourth quarter, they were hovering right around 4. So great complete game for T.
Getting ready for the award ceremony. Here's Scott Jensen.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for both of our teams playing for 7th and 8th place today. At this time, we'd like to present the awards to the teams that played for 7th and 8th place. To present the awards are Randy Soma and Jordan Bauer from the South Dakota High School Activities Association Board of Directors. Assisting with the team awards presentation are representatives from the Activity Association's corporate partners, Paul Richter from Sanford Health, and Sergeant First Class Lynn Waldy from the South Dakota Army National Guard. The 8th place team in Class AA in 2026, the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers. Players are Abby Horner, Taylor Silvernail, Brooklyn Kinval, Brooklyn Baker, Addison Warnke, Aaliyah Johnson, Lydia Johnson, Bree Umbrit, Finley Whiting, Emery Bartles, Samantha Hofer, Nevaeh Nigor, Macy Bryant, Brinley Altenberg, Callie Silvernail, and Brianna Kinval. Managers, Allison Gross, Michelle Solo, Sienna Thompson, and Sophia Zenz. Assistant coaches, Paige Beck, Ethan Fries, Mark Eisenbry, Mayan Sellen, and Sarah Zerpel. Accepting the 8th place trophy in Class AA, the head coach of the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers, Shantiva Pruitt. Congratulations. The 7th place team in Class AA for 2026, the T Area Titans. Players are J.C. Babb, Daphne Decker, Anna Bindi, Ellie Kleberg, Paige Sabers, Grace Bielas, Piper Benning, Jana Van Laken, Emma Lindgren, Lillian Turek, Tally Pashong, Cora Terveen, and Natalie Gass. Managers are Addison Breck, Addison Camps, and Ella Camps. Assistant coaches are Stephen Waltner and Clayton Sorum. Accepting the 7th place trophy for the T-Area Titans, the head coach, Taylor Fechner. Congratulations.
More to come from Rapid City. In fact, the Consolation Championship is coming up here on SDPB.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
T-Area Titans win the 7th place game, and Holly in that second half just continued really good shooting by T-Area.
They really did. Anna Bindi led the way with 19 points on just 11 shots. Kleberg also caught fire, 15. Lindgren with 16 points, 8 rebounds. The difference in the game was the high percentage that T shot from the three. 12 of 26. Woo! And then they came back, made 15 of 18 from the free throw line. Just really unstoppable today offensively. Proved to be the difference in the game.
For the Cavaliers, Altenburg got 24, nobody else in double figures.
Yes, Jefferson was plus 10 on the glass, but it just was that consistent offensive onslaught from T that made the difference. You see rebounds there and turnovers. Jefferson plus 5, gave T 5 more possessions.
Still to come, the Consolation Championship.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
SDPB brings you the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament. You can catch all the action Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. For more information, including the multiple ways to watch the games live, go to sdpb.org/basketball. Complete coverage of the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Dakota Bank and SD Corn.
Welcome back to Rapid City at the Summit Arena inside the monument. We're between games here. The Elkton Lake Benton girls basketball team hired a new head coach this year that plenty within the school are excited about. What makes Mallory Babb unique is her age, as she's one of the youngest head coaches in the state. Most weeks, she spends her days studying textbooks and then at night dissecting playbooks.
Elkton Lake Benton's Mallory Babb is a lot like many first-year coaches, trying to find the balance between life on the sidelines and life in the classroom.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have like almost a full day of classes from 10 to 2:50 or 1:50. And then after that, I really go straight to practice or games, or I'm just getting ready to go do my job. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my lighter schedule for classes, so I do have a little break time. That's a lot of time where I like to watch film or do what I can to prepare the girls for practice or games, and then I end up going to practice or the games, and I'm getting ready to go and getting these girls prepared for what they need to do.
The difference between Coach Babb and many other first-year coaches, instead of teaching classes, well, she's taking them as a sophomore at SDSU. But how did this 19-year-old get the helm of a Class A program? Well, it all starts a year ago.
I knew a lot of people. The SDSU assistant basketball coach here, Shelby Sellen, she was my freshman year basketball coach at Brandon Valley, and she asked me at first to be a manager for the SDSU women's basketball team. I decided to decline, just wanted to focus on school. And now an old Brandon Middle School teacher, she's now the principal at Elkton, texted Sellen and was like, hey, we need a JV girls basketball coach. Like, would anyone you know be interested in it? And Sellen texted me, and I was like, well, I've always wanted to coach. I've always loved it. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it on, and got the job on the spot.
After a year on the JV sidelines and the previous head coach leaving, that left the Lady Elks with an opening and a possible opportunity.
You know, we kind of went into the summer without a head coach. Mallory did a bunch of stuff with the girls last year as far as open gyms and camps and getting them to stuff, and then, you know, it was getting towards the middle of summer, and we had some applicants and stuff, and just with her familiarity with the program, having been in it a year, and what she was doing throughout the summer just kind of showed that it was her time to, you know, take the helm of it.
And with about a year age gap between the head coach and her oldest player, for the Lady Elks, it's a coach-player relationship with maybe a sprinkle of big sister.
She talks about it all the time, how she nears the line between crossing things, but she's very good at knowing when she needs to be each person. She's good at knowing when it's time to be silly, and then time when we need to focus, and she needs to be the coach in certain situations.
Towards the beginning of the year, she had told us that we're still going to be close, obviously, as a team, keep the chemistry and stuff, but try not to make it like we're all siblings. Like, the girls on the court, like, yeah, we're gonna get along, act like we're sisters, like, as a team, but with her, like, treat her as a coach, not like she's on the court playing with us and not like she's our age.
No matter the age, the Lady Elks know they have the right person calling the shots on the hardwood.
She's done a great job for us right so far at this point, I feel, and hopefully we can keep her as long as she's wanting to continue.
I've never really put it into perspective that I'm 19 and I'm breaking down a barrier or doing something else. I just feel confident enough that I know what I'm doing, and I'm here to help the girls. That's what I really just put into place, that I'm confident enough that I can do this, and I'm here for these girls for whatever they need, personal or basketball.
This story was part of this year's Tales from the Hardwood show. To see the full show, visit sdpb.org/basketball. We'll be back after the break for the Consolation Championship. Rapid City Stevens versus Mitchell.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Nothing has embodied the American spirit like the family farmer. Year after year, they continue to work the land and plant their crops. Through droughts, floods, and uncertain markets, they keep that spirit alive with another crop harvested for the next generation. And for that, we tip our hats to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
SDPB brings you the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament. You can catch all the action Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. For more information, including the multiple ways to watch the games live, go to sdpb.org/basketball. Complete coverage of the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Dakota Bank and SD Corn.
It's time for the Consolation Championship, featuring Rapid City Stevens and Mitchell. For the Mitchell Colonels, what a great basketball program for girls basketball. They're making their 31st appearance to the tournament, 4th year in a row that they have been here. 5 titles for the Colonels, the last one in 2012 when they beat Sioux Falls, Washington. The First Dakota Bank starting lineups.
Yes, we see London Hayek, a steady point guard. She had 4 3-pointers against O'Gorman on Thursday. Nia Larson, averaging 4 points on the year. Nia Talley, the 8th grader, had 17 in the win over Jefferson yesterday. Addie Simpson, their scoring leader, and 8th grader Cece Morgan. She's a force inside who can also step out. She protects the paint defensively, and the head coach of the Mitchell Colonels in his final game as head coach is Dave Brooks.
Dave is retiring after this ball game. They will take on the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Stevens comes in on the 4 seed of the tourney, making their 35th appearance to the girls basketball tournament. They've been here 13 years in a row. No titles for Stevens. They have been a runner-up 5 times. And for a consolation championship, they're trying to win their 8th consolation championship. The First Dakota National Bank starting lineups.
Starting for the Stevens Raiders, we have Mackenzie Schreiber. She had 12 points and 8 rebounds against T yesterday. She's their steals leader as well. Gets up on defense, pressures the ball. Finley Love, the senior point guard. She will set the pace, the Augie recruit. And Jessa Griswold, another senior who will put pressure on the ball. Hallie Peterson rounds out the starting lineup, along with Marley Seyumanatafa, the 8th grader. Coach Adam Dannenbring in his 5th year as head coach at Rapid City Stevens.
Follow SDPB Sports on your mobile device. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. A lot of photos to look at. Browse them all. Their action and award photos. Just search SDPB on Flickr. We would appreciate that. Let's meet the players and the teams for the Consolation Championship. Here's Scott Jensen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Summit Arena fans at the Monument in Rapid City, and everyone watching all over the world on SDPB. It is time for the State AA Girls Consolation Championship game. Today's teams, the Mitchell Colonels and the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Introducing the officials for the Consolation Championship game. The referee is Landon Arnold. The umpires are Dustin Spurlick and Patrick Spellmeyer. And now introducing the head coaches for each team. The head coach for the Mitchell Colonels is Dave Brooks. And the head coach for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders is Adam Dannenbring. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Channel Seed alternating starting lineups. First, for the Mitchell Colonels, starting at guard, age 5'5", sophomore number 4, London Hayek. For the Raiders, starting at guard, a 5'7", senior number 5, Mackenzie Schreiber. For the Colonels, at guard, a 5'4", junior number 5, Mia Larson. For the Raiders, at guard, a 5'5", senior number 11, Finley Love. For the Colonels, at guard, a 5'9", 8th grader number 13, Nia Talley. For the Raiders, at guard, a 5'8", senior number 22, Jessa Griswold. For the Colonels, at guard, a 5'8", senior number 32, Addie Simpson. For the Raiders, in forward at 5'9", a senior number 23, Hallie Peterson. And for the Colonels, at forward, a 6'2", 8th grader number 44, Cece Morgan. For the Raiders, at forward, a 6', 8th grader number 34, Marley Seyumanatafa.
Holly, keys of the game. First for the Mitchell Colonels.
For Mitchell, they'll need to key on their transition defense. They need to sprint back and not hang around the ball. Stevens will push the pace. They want to limit their easy opportunities at the basket. And for Rapid City Stevens, what's been working for them, especially yesterday against T, is to push the pace, whether it's Love, Falcon, Thornton, or Schreiber. Get that ball going up and down.
These two teams met on December 19th, and it was a Stevens win over Mitchell, 49-35. Here's Landon Arnold kicking it off and tipping it off. Turn it over on your first possession. You're going to see some youth in this game and some promising future for both of these clubs.
Yes, we have a little bit of everything. We've got some great senior leadership in Seamson with the Colonels, Finley Love, Schreiber, Griswold, Peterson and Thornton with the Raiders. But also we feature 3 really talented 8th graders, 2 for Mitchell, 1 with Rapid City, and their talents will be on full display today as we close out the Constellation Championship.
Both teams throw it away on their first possession.
We're excited to be here. We just want to pass the ball, not necessarily to anyone, but sometimes the team's got to just
settle down,
get refocused. Nobody panic. It's basketball. It's a game of mistakes. It's all about, can you put that behind you and just focus on the next possession?
Boy, last time these two teams played, Mitchell was kind of in a rough spot to start because they lost 2 players to season-ending injuries. Did not start out the best, but once December was gone, Mitchell playing much better.
Yeah, losing Charlie Collins and Matea Graves definitely hurt the Colonels. They've had to have other kids step up.
Saya Manatafa gets Stevens on the board.
See Finley Love picking up right where she's left off, pressuring that ball, making it hard for the Colonels to get set up in their offense.
Seamson making it work.
That's not bad defense there by Peterson, just a better shot by Seamson. Took her time, got herself gathered, and was able to shoot the ball over the top of Peterson.
Saya Manatafa, she has hit 1 3 in this tournament. Tally in trouble.
Got tied up. Held ball.
Here comes Sloan Stabner into the game.
Here just catches it in a really tough spot. Way to hang in there by Hayden Thornton.
Fun matchup to watch. Look for Saya Manatafa, wearing number 34 for the Raiders, and CC Morgan of Mitchell, wearing number 44. Saya Manatafa is on her. Now an offensive foul, a screen away from the ball.
Sloan Stabner, first for Mitchell.
Stabner with the foul.
Substitution, Nevaeh Peterson for Mitchell.
Oh, nice play there. I always like that. You get your post player in the top, and you got people going to your left, to your right.
That's called cutting, Craig.
That was a great cut. Yes,
great cut.
Cut by
Shooting for the Raiders at the line, Allie Peterson.
That is
that's
Peterson. Yeah.
Yep. She needs to try to stay out of foul trouble today for the Raiders. She's a great rebounder for them, second on the team. She's headed to Mount Marty to play basketball. One of 3 Stevens Raiders on this team head to play for Coach Alan Bertram in the Lancers. She's going to major in business.
Stevens brings in Hayden Thornton. Thornton had 17 points yesterday. When you get production like that off the bench, that is awesome.
Number 34, the Raiders, Marley Siamanatapa, her first.
Siamanatapa with the foul.
Allie Peterson for Stevens.
Both clubs making some changes here. Both clubs getting fouls, foul troubles.
Kind of reminds you of Washington and O'Gorman last night. In and out, in and out.
Coaches trying to figure out what matchup is going to work best for them. Simpson. Nice drive by Addie. She's a 1,000-point scorer.
Yeah, she is the only senior on this Colonel starting 5.
Thornton. Timeout on the court. We're playing the Consolation Championship.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Few of the Mitchell Colonel fans here this afternoon following the Colonels. For Mitchell, London Hayek. They're number 4. Here's Mia Larson. Tally, one of the 2 8th graders that start for Mitchell. 10 to shoot. Back door, Simpson. What a nice looking play.
Yes, nice cut, nice recognition from Larson on the pass. That's good if Mitchell can get shots at the basket like that. Let's see if they can get another one. Morgan posting hard, waiting for that ball reversal to come around to get her open.
She's got Schreiber all over her, trying to front her.
Stevens not giving them much. They're really keyed in on Morgan, not going to allow an easy catch for her.
Reitzel in for Mitchell. That's Malia Reitzel. Also in for Mitchell is Nevaeh Peterson, a 5'3" freshman. Oh, nice move by Thornton. Oh, with the left hand. Her first basket of the day. Whoop, here's Thornton. And that foul is on Peterson. That's Nevaeh Peterson.
Mitchell foul number 23, Nevaeh Peterson. That's her first, 3rd team foul of the quarter.
Falcon, the 3-point shooter for Stevens. Falcon with the most 3-point baskets made this year.
Yeah, she was 57 of 150 during the regular season, and she is a shooter. She has stayed hot throughout this tournament.
Hayek. Oh! In London.
Very smooth to her left.
And Falcon jump ball. For Mitchell, it's Nia Talley back in. And coming in, Mia Larson. Stevens brings in Finley Love. Both teams kind of doing what Sioux Falls, Washington, and O'Gorman doing last night. Every dead ball, there was a change in the lineup.
Right, in and out. Try to keep those legs fresh. This third day of basketball, a little bit of fatigue may set in, but it being your last game of the season, and for some, the last game of their high school careers, you want to stay fresh and be sharp, get the most you can out of this last game.
Less than 10 to shoot. And jump ball. Mitchell, by the way, they're 4 for 4 in the last 4 shots they've taken. Meanwhile, Rapid City Stevens, they've only made 1 of their last 7 shots. Talley to Morgan.
It's an on-the-money pass there. Talley to Morgan. Morgan not able to finish that time, but Mitchell fans are going to be, they're going to be watching that for years to come.
Marley Sayamanatafa is in the game for Stevens, 8th grader.
Yeah, we've watched her grow up a bit this tournament. It's a great experience for her. Saw her some as a 7th grader last year.
Mackenzie Schreiber with the 3. Schreiber, she's number 2 on this squad with 3-point shots made.
She is. She also leads the team in steals. Another one of those Mount Marty recruits. She's a shooter who can create a bit for others.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple of Mount Marty players.
Yeah, they've got 3. Schreiber, Griswold, and Peterson all headed to Yankton next year.
For the Raiders, it's Haley Falcon. Typically, they bring her in when they're on offense, because again, she's made over 60 trays now on the season, including how many in the tournament? She has 5 in the tournament. There's CC Morgan. Wasn't expecting it to take too long to get her the ball and low post.
Stevens definitely has been keying on that low post entry, doing everything they can to make it difficult to enter. That time, they get it to her.
An offensive foul. Yeah, it's going to go on Love, her first. Seamson. And Morgan able to finish. It will go to the line. Well, Hayden Thornton was trying to do all she could, but...
Right, able to catch that ball over the top, turn to her right, and you gotta love the enthusiasm she plays with. That just spills into the energy of the team.
First, CC's dad, Wes Morgan, the former girls head coach, is an assistant on this squad.
And if you know anything about Mitchell basketball, there's just Morgans for decades. Morgans upon Morgans. And if you played against Mitchell, you probably played against one of them, and they were probably pretty good.
Not the first time, though, that we've seen 7th or 8th graders from Mitchell on the varsity. You go back even to the Hoffman twins, Jenna and Gina.
Right.
Of course, had also great careers at USD, and both in the South Dakota High School Basketball Hall of Fame. The pull-up by Hayek, her second basket. Seyu Manatafa. The Mitchell Colonels will lead it at the end of the first quarter here in the Consolation Championship.
It's not just about making a living. It's about upholding a way of life. We are connected to this land, committed to the future. Bank West.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
As we start the second quarter, Stevens with the ball. Rapid City Stevens, 3 of 10 from the floor, 1 for 5 beyond the arc. Here's Peterson. Griswold.
Stevens didn't score there, but really good possession, running their offense all the way through, looking at all the options, ended with a good shot, just didn't get it to go in.
Ooh, a push on Seyu Manatafa. It is on Marley, and Marley, that's her second, and Coach Dannenbring's going to bring her out. They do not want her to get her third foul here very early. Offensive foul.
Yeah, I think Griswold took one to the teeth there. She's going to need a sub.
For the Colonels, CeCe Morgan, first team foul this quarter. Haley Falcon, the substitution
That looked like
for the Raiders.
That looked like it hurt. Just unfortunate there. Hope to see Griswold back in the game soon.
Morgan with the rebound.
Mitchell here working side to side, reversing the ball with the dribble. Have Morgan there at that high post.
Hayek. And
okay.
London. Put London in the column for three-point shots made. That is her first three-point basket of the tournament. And Simpson will pick up the foul. And for Addie, that is her first. Timeout called by Rapid City Stevens.
This is a 30-second timeout call.
SDPB's coverage of high school sports and activities made possible through the generous support of viewers like you. Contribution today helps support the broadcasts of events like the basketball championships. Make a donation today by visiting sdpb.org/ donate. And we thank you for your support. Rapid City Stevens with Marley Sayumanatafa out. What does that do to Stevens' defense?
Well, Hayden Thornton replaced her, and she does a really good job of being in the right spot. I don't know if it will slow Stevens down at all. They've got some versatility defensively, being able to bring her in.
Count the bucket for Larson.
Let's play off the inbound pass. Mackenzie Schreiber.
Schreiber with her 5th point. Sloan Stabner with the foul.
Stabner, another one of those Mitchell sisters with her older sister Sawyer, was a star here for the Colonels, and her mom, Tony Schmidt, a great player for Miller back in the day.
Hayek, same spot from the last 3 she made. Peterson.
Great pass.
To Thornton, and back. Peterson. Hallie with her first bucket.
Yeah, Craig, that's the kind of action Stevens wants, to be able to get out and run, use the pass to advance the ball ahead, keep the floor spaced.
Simpson. Ooh. It will go to Mitchell. I'm sorry,
the
Rapid
fouls
City
on Mitchell, yeah, on Tally. Finley Love able to hold Tally away from that rebound. Tally just with a little push there.
Here's Schreiber. Peterson with the offensive board. Oh, move by Finley Love.
Yeah, she's slippery in there.
We'll shoot free throws when we come back.
For your little ones and your biggest joys, or your forever friends and your fur kids too. For your better half or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
Rapid City Stevens fans here this afternoon. At the line, Sloan Stabner for the Colonels. First trip to the free throw line in the tournament for Sloan.
Sloan just a freshman, getting to see some action here at the state tournament.
Tally with the offensive board and the putback, her first basket of the game. Schreiber, her second 3 of the game.
Calmly knocks that one down off the punch and kick from Finley Love, drawing the defense to the dribble, helping to create that open shot in the corner.
That's her 5th tray of the tournament. Tally, guarded by Hayek. Check that by Falcon. And at the line is Nia Tally, 8th grader. She's 5'9", a 54% free throw shooter, but she's 11 of 15 in this tournament from the line. Cece Morgan in for Mitchell, and in for Stevens, Hallie Peterson.
Yeah, and a moment ago, you saw a shot of the Stevens bench. That was Coach Travis Schwartz imploring his team to follow defensive rotations, try to keep Tally away from the basket.
Keep it alive. In the corner, this is Thornton. And Tally with her 5th rebound of the game. On top to Simpson, guarded by Peterson.
She really wants to go left, and you see there Peterson just not letting her.
Hayden Thornton will pick up the foul, her 2nd. And this should be the Colonels on the inbound.
Foul number 2, Hayden Thornton for Stevens.
Yep, so Thornton with the foul. Just confirming. And they will put CC on the line. Although, no, I was right the first time. They are taking it out.
We're getting it figured out here.
Both clubs now with 4 team fouls, so any foul the rest of the half here, the other team shooting free throws. Larson, Hayek, she's got 2 threes in the game. Morgan. The kick to Morgan, yeah, when she's open on the wing, she'll take the 3.
Great find there by Tally to Morgan, who was just waiting to catch and shoot.
Her 3rd 3 of the tournament. In for Mitchell is Nevaeh Peterson. Stevens setting up in their man-to-man press. Simpson. Hustle by Morgan.
And Morgan able to run that one down.
And Peterson traveled. Hayek back in for the Colonels. 6 turnovers for both teams here in this first half.
As rebounding wise, they're about even. Mitchell shooting 10 of 15 for 67%. Stevens just shade under at 37.
Boy, Tally has been really good on the defensive boards today. I think they're, her 6th rebound already. Now she'll go to the rack and go to the line.
Yeah, Craig, during this tournament, we've talked so much about Tally and Morgan. Sadie Manitofa also. These kids are not your typical 8th graders. Physically, athletically, their mentality, they are playing beyond their years.
6 rebounds for Tally in the first half. In for Mitchell, it's Larson. In for Stevens, it's Schreiber. Five points for Tally.
There you see again, Mitchell applying that pressure. Able to get their hands on that ball, create another turnover for Rapid City Stevens. That's their 7th of the half.
Griswold in for the Raiders.
Nice defense there by Stevens, taking away those cutters.
Simpson, her first 3 of the game. She's got 9 points.
Mitchell's really tough to guard when Simpson has it going from the 3-point line. You have to work to take Morgan away. Hayek.
Peterson.
Holly Peterson.
Mitchell running a set here. Stevens should still get a possession before the end of the half.
Maybe last shot here for Stevens. What's Mitchell going to give him? It's going to be Love with the shot. Oh, and a whistle late.
Yeah, I think the Stevens coaches were trying to let their team know, hey, we want to play for 1. Not a bad shot, though, for Love. We've seen her make several of those this tournament.
Tally at the line. Coming up at halftime, we'll have some highlights and stats of the first half, and then mascot trivia with the O'Gorman student section.
It's back.
It's back.
Back.
Final shot. Thornton to Falcon. And they don't get a shot off. Mitchell and a Rapid City Stevens playing for the consolation championship.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
Back in Rapid City, here at the Summit Arena, inside the monument. Glad to have you with us. I'm Craig Maddock along with Holly Severson. We're at halftime of the Consolation Championship. SDPB caught up with Addison and the O'Gorman student section here in Rapid City, basically to test their knowledge with South Dakota High School mascot knowledge. If you're a proud alum of one of those mascots being shown for the O'Gorman student section to identify, this could be a tough watch.
Black Hills Rangers. Rapid City Cobblers. The Cobblers. No, it's the Cobblers. 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 Stevens. No. What is it? Broncoli. Broncos. Belfouche. Yeah! Are these even real? That's big. Eagles. Aberdeen. Right. Texas. Awesome. Texas. Beer. What is their mascot? Bro, these are. Give us the easy one. The elk. Elk what? Elk Pine. Elk. No. Elk something. Elkton. We said that. The Patriots. Wagner. Douglas. Yeah. The Dragons. Dragons. Guys, Dragons. Garrison. Yeah. Let's go. King. No. Aberdeen. You know that? I don't know. You guys know the song? The Eagles. Eagle Valley. Blue. West. Bro, we're not gonna get that. No one was getting that one.
Oh, that is awesome. I think a lot of us struggled on a few of those as well, but great work, Jackson Thorson and the SDPB crew. You can see other video stories and fun by going to our website at sdpb.org. Highlights and stats of our Consolation Championship is coming up.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station at Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
It's a game where we've seen the score tied 3 times. We've had 3 lead changes. Mitchell has led by 10. Stevens has led by 2.
We've also seen some nice performances from Mitchell. Hayek with 7. Nia Talley, 5 points but 7 rebounds to start in this first half. Seamson with 9. Cece Morgan adding 7 points along with 3 rebounds. Very effective today, whether it's from the 3 or inside. And for Stevens, Mackenzie Schreiber leading the way, scoring from 3 and at the basket. Allie Peterson with 6. As a team, Mitchell 3 of 6 from the 3. Stevens 2 of 12. That's been the difference so far. Take a look at the team stats. Field goal wise, we're about even. It's that 3-point field goal. Stevens with 6 more attempts than Mitchell. And Mitchell's got 1 more to make. Free throws haven't been much of a factor so far. Rebounds and turnovers, we're about even. Craig, I think we're in for a treat this second half. These 2 teams going at it here.
When you get a chance this weekend, I invite you to join me with my podcast with SDPB. It's called In Play, and my latest interview is from one of the great Sioux Falls, Washington Warriors, Joel Byrie Benson. Joel, junior, senior year, didn't lose a basketball game and won the first 2 state titles for Washington. Went on to college, did some coaching. Great story with Joel, so I invite you to join us. Go to sdpb.org and then /inplay. You'll be able to get my podcast with Joel and all of the other podcasts we've done over the past 6 years. And looking forward to releasing our podcast next week with one of the all-time multi-athletes who got drafted in the NFL.
Football, okay.
But got traded. That's coming up next week.
And if you're a fan of women's basketball and girls basketball in high school, you'll love Craig's podcast. He's got all kinds of great interviews on there. And when you go and listen, be sure to follow it and give it 5 stars. It's a great way to help promote it for free.
That is one. Thank you. Thank you, Holly.
Hey, it's good stuff, Craig. We appreciate you covering women's basketball.
Both clubs are going with their regular starters. First half starters. Stevens sticking with a man-to-man.
Stevens defenders do a nice job of really communicating and talking. It helps some defend inside, but there you go.
Larson, her first tray of the game. And Sayu Manitopa can't get it to go.
Yeah, Larson not known for shooting much, averaging just 4 points on the year, but she's there when you need her. She's in the right spot, able to knock that one down.
Peterson on the cut. Simpson will go to the line. Addie Simpson, averaging 18 a game, scored her 1,000th point, became the, seventh Mitchell Colonel to score more than 1,000 points in their career.
Yeah, she's an all-conference basketball player, also an all-conference volleyball player. She is headed to Augustana to play basketball along with Stevens Raider, Finley Love. The two of them will be roommates next year.
Oh, well, I'm sure they'll be talking about this game.
They will be. Remember when we played our last high school game?
And they played
each other. Play against each other.
They played back on December 19th, as Sayu Manitopa with the basket. Stevens beat Mitchell that game, 49-35. Marley Sayu Manitopa, her second basket. Morgan.
Great pass from Hayek to the right hand of Morgan. Sayu Manitopa trying to fight over the top, but the pass just too quick.
Sayu Manitopa. Schreiber looking good from here. Up, little long. Nice drive by Sayu Manitopa, and she'll go to the line. When you look at the Stevens lineup, Schreiber, Love, Griswold, and Peterson, they have the opportunity and have taken the shots from beyond the arc. They just haven't taken as many. Well, they have taken 13 shots.
Yeah, they're
today.
2 of 13 right now, 9 of 27 overall, but just from the three-point line shooting 15%. That won't get it done in a game where Mitchell wants to, slow it down a little bit.
This Falcon has had 5 threes, Schreiber 3, Thornton 2, Griswold 3 in the tournament.
Yeah, they're certainly capable of putting points on the board. They had 70 yesterday versus T. They got hot and stayed hot for a majority of that game.
Offensive foul on Tally, her second. Yeah, Rapid City Stevens has shot 23 trays in both state tournament games. Will they put 10 more up today? Yeah, good chance. Good chance. Schreiber. That's her third from
she
beyond
heard
the
us
arc.
talking. She knew it was time to get one up.
Oh, tough play out here in the midcourt. 10 to shoot. Simpson.
Good tip out by Morgan. Keep the ball alive.
Up to Peterson. The kick. By Griswold. Oh, and the foul in the backfield by Schreiber is TV timeout time from Rapid City.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride. The values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
Mitchell Colonel fans on your left, Stevens fans on your right. Mitchell ball. Mitchell led by 5 at the end of the first quarter. And led by 8 at halftime. In the corner, it's Larson. Seyemanatafa to Schreiber. Oh. Had the right idea, able to slice her way through, but Seyemanatafa couldn't finish.
Not a lot of room there to score.
Simpson.
Mitchell using that zone to create a turnover. Now they're going to come down and set up. See if they can run Morgan into the post here off that screen.
Hayek. Schreiber. Griswold. Oh.
Tally with her 9th rebound of the game. Really helping out her team by limiting second chances for the Raiders.
Timeout, Mitchell. Peterson with her 3rd foul.
At Muth Electric, we don't just power projects, we empower people. We invest in training, mentorship, and career development opportunities at every level. Because strong careers build strong communities. Your future is bright with Muth Electric. Muth Electric now hiring.
Since 1882, we've raised 5 generations of hardworking Americans on this land. Our great-great-grandfather believed in something simple: respect the land, and it will provide. Anthem Oats, grown by us, shared with you.
Mitchell with the possession. They're 14 of 23 from the floor. 4 of 9 beyond the arc. Need to get it over, and they just get over midcourt in time. Hayek took a double look at it, took the shot.
Yeah, Hayek now 3 of 5. Missed her last couple. Still a good option to get her shots.
Falcon Haley gets her first 3 of the game. It's her 6th of the tournament. It is her 63rd of the year, and it traveled.
Good for her to see one of those go in. A 38% three-point shooter on the year. She leads the team with 11 points a game.
Tally. She's got 5, make it 7 points.
Just does not play like an 8th grader. So much poise. Just a physically strong kid, makes a really good decision. Takes her time, looks to see if she can pass or shoot, and decides to put it on the floor.
Substitution, Mackenzie Schreiber.
Ball in, one time, straight in on the release. 1.
Tally already getting some college looks. Her older brother Marcus plays at Augustana in Sioux Falls. They are looking at her. Good idea on their part. I don't think it'll take too long for everybody else to too.
Love. Sayumanatafa. Marley gets her 3rd basket of the game. Raiders within 2 possessions, but now it's 3 possessions. Woo, Simpson.
Simpson hard to the right, but finishing with the left. Trying to stave off this comeback attempt by the Raiders.
Sayumanatafa against Morgan. No.
Oh, good hands, good hustle.
Back in the game, Jessa Griswold.
In for Stevens, Jessa Griswold.
So you say Sayumanatafa gets a piece of it, and then, oh, he's also a softball player, you know, just sliding into 3rd there.
Looks like a shortstop. Simpson
Nice
again.
pass. Yeah, nice pass there from Morgan. Simpson is money from that left block.
Rebound by Morgan. Mitchell with the last chance for the shot.
Stevens again had the opportunity to play for the last shot, but they didn't. Took a quick 3. Mitchell will hold it. Coach Brooks calling out a play.
Hayek. And yes!
Tally again.
And we'll go to the line. Foul on Schreiber of Stevens.
You see that shot go up by Hayek, and Tally just has a knack for being in the right place at the right time. So strong, playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Riley Jennings in for Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell extending their lead to 12, and this could be 13.
Through 3. Mitchell getting big plays from Simpson and Tally.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms,
our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
Well, it's a trend. Normally the mothers of the players like to wear the sparkly stuff.
Yeah, we've even got some assistant coaches sporting the sparkle today.
I should be opening a store with a bunch of sparkly stuff.
Gotta get you one of those, Craig.
Final period in our consolation championship. Rapid City Stevens see themselves down by a dozen.
Mitchell with really active hands in the zone, trying to keep the ball away from Say You Manitoba.
The jump ball will go to Mitchell. In for Stevens is Hayden Thornton.
Hayden Thornton, also a really good golfer. She's headed to Lake Area Tech next year. She's going to be a professional fixed wing pilot. How about that?
Get me from Sioux Falls to Rapid City quicker.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
She'll be ready to start with the golf team when the season's over. She participated in the state golf tournament last year. One of her coaches, Adam Dannenring.
Seamson here with 17 points. And
there's Hayek.
3, and that's her second tray. 10 points for London. And on the line, out of bounds.
Yeah, and Mitchell just having their way right now on both ends, speeding Rapid City Stevens up with their half-court zone, forcing them to put the ball on the floor, not letting any post-entry passes happen.
Hayek to Larson. Morgan. Say You Manitoba with the runner. She's going to go to the line. And the foul on Talley. And that's her third. Here's Marley at the line. Marley Say You Manitoba. We saw her a year ago as a 7th grader. Now getting a lot of experience and playing some high-level basketball.
Yeah, she comes from an athletic family. Her dad played college football at Portland State. Her mom, Reese, is the head volleyball coach at Rapid City Central. Marley also a softball player.
Well, one of the topics and items that Stevens had to have different this year from last year. You know, they had Talia Porter on their squad. The Miss Basketball and all the points and rebounds that she produced.
Stevens all-time leading scorer.
They had, you know, they needed some people to step up and take over those points and rebounds. Say You Manitoba got the roll. And
Nice
she's
footwork,
got 10.
yeah. Good body control there on that catch and finish. Little tiptoe dance through the lane for 2.
Larson. And it's going to stay with Mitchell. Peterson and Falcon in for Stevens.
Yeah, Hayek, he really wanted it there. Stevens looking to push, but Mitchell all matched up, giving up nothing at the basket.
Schreiber. Falcon? Yeah. Haley Falcon with the 3 and a timeout. Call for Haley Falcon, her second 3 of the game, her 7th of the tournament. Stay with us coming up after the game, the award ceremony right afterwards. And then tonight, beginning at 6 Central, 5 Mountain. Championship night. Start things off. Third place game between Aberdeen Central and Sioux Falls, Washington. And then for the 3rd year in a row, Brandon Valley and O'Gorman. The Knights have won the last 2 titles. Brandon Valley beat O'Gorman at their gym back in December. That is going to be a fun championship game.
Yeah, a battle of a couple of heavyweights, and O'Gorman has faced some pretty stiff competition so far to advance to this championship game. They played a tough game with the Warriors last night. Were able to come out with a win. That should be a fun one.
I think intensity is going to be fun to watch in that championship game. Just get it over midcourt.
Yeah, you can hear Coach Brooks directing traffic to his Colonel team from the sideline. Excellent job working their way through the pressure, taking their time. Again, they don't need anything quick. Can use the whole shot clock.
And they did.
They sure
Use
did.
the whole shot clock.
And got a good shot, too.
Timeout on the court.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
I can't imagine being anything other than a nurse. I'm also much more than a nurse. And working at Avera lets me find balance between the career that called me and a life that fulfills me.
Consolation Championship. I'm Craig Maddock, along with Holly Severson. Stevens will inbound. Stevens, they have been down by 15 at one point, trying to claw their way back into this consolation final as Falcon let it fly.
Yeah, points have been hard to come by for the Raiders. Seema Natafo with 10. Just one offensive rebound for her, and Schreiber with 11. As for Mitchell, you've got Tally with a double-double so far, 10 points and 10 rebounds. Seamson with 19.
Tally, the turnaround. And Tally now with a dozen. Schreiber for Stevens. Boy, that's her 4th 3. That's a big 3, keeping Stevens in the hunt here.
Yeah, it cuts it to 10. They're picking up their defense. Mitchell will try to take the air out of it, use the shot clock.
The defensive play by Seyu Manatafa, and she is going to go to the line. Foul on Simpson.
That play right there is exactly what the Raiders need. Seyu Manatafa getting out in the passing lane on the wing at one end and taking it coast to coast.
2 for 2 from the line here today. Check that, 2 for 4 from the line. Thornton back in for Stevens. Morgan with the rebound. And timeout by the Mitchell Colonels. You know, we have a couple of 8th graders we've talked about for the Mitchell Colonels this year with Morgan and Tally. And, you know, Mitchell's had a little history with 8th graders playing varsity. You know, you go back not too far back. You know, early 2000s, you had the Hoffman twins. You had Gina and Jenny. Now, we just happened to get pictures of them when they were at USD. They had great careers at USD. In fact, Gina is on the right and Jenna is on the left. I never could. I did a lot of their ball games, could never
just look at their jersey numbers.
Figure out.
That had to
well,
be it.
Well, they had long hair, and they would have that be over their number. So Gina and Jenna, great players that went to USD. You know, Gina still has the record at USD for most three-point baskets made with 127. She's number 5 all time at USD. But Gina and Jenny, boy, did they play some great games. Tournament as well.
And I've got 2 more 8th graders who actually played as 7th graders here for the Colonels.
Could never tell those 2 apart. I still can't.
Even their hair looks the same. Probably do that just to confuse their opponent. No, they're great players and sisters, and Mitchell's had lots of sister combinations, sister-brother combinations, brother-brother combinations. A lot of great players.
Yeah, you're talking Hoffman, Morgan, Miller.
Thielers.
Rich history for Mitchell basketball. Thornton over to Griswold. Back to Thornton. Time is starting to run short here for Stevens if they want to get back in this.
Credit to Coach Brooks here, just narrating the offensive possessions for his team, making sure that they take their time. They recognize the time and score and don't rush it and give Stevens a chance to get back into it.
Simpson with 21 points. Simpson will pick up her 3rd foul. And Simpson kind of shaken up on the play. And the senior playing her last game as a senior.
Substitution, Haley Falcon.
Falcon back in for Stevens. And just kind of looking at, took a shot to the mouth there.
Yeah, Mitchell's going to call a full timeout.
going to be back at more basketball next week, the boys basketball tournament. And with the boys tournament, you'll be able to follow the Class AA boys tournament on SDPB 1. Class B boys will be on SDPB 2. And the Class A boys on SDPB 3. It all starts next Thursday, also online, sdpb.org, and on YouTube. Simpson going to stay in the game. Inbound to Love. To Shriver. And it'll stay with Stevens.
Schreiber shaking her head on that one. She's now 4 of 8 from the three-point line.
Basket by Love. Timeout by Stevens.
Timeout Stevens. 60-second timeout.
Yeah, for Love there, just getting her first points of the day. Coach Dannenbring calling it a timeout, getting his defense set up, trying to make a push here in the last couple of minutes.
Coach Dannenbring was at Canton for a few years, and of course he's a DeSmet native.
Yes, part of the 1995 Bulldog Class B state championship team. In year 28 of coaching is Coach Dannenbring overall.
5th year for the
5th year as head coach. Yes, he also has on his bench Coach Schwartz, Travis Schwartz, who was the head coach of the girls basketball team in 2020, stayed on as an assistant. So he's got assistants with head coaching experience and has a great staff.
Pressure by Stevens. The steal by Schreiber. Oh! There, she got that one. She's got 16 points.
Yeah, Schreiber hanging tough with that rebound and putback.
Here comes pressure. And stolen by Peterson. Over to Schreiber. 90 seconds to go. Love with the floater. There's Hayek with the rebound. Foul on Love. Raiders still have 3 fouls to give.
They do, and that's not a bad decision by Finley Love to just take it right in there. You want to try to get a shot up quick if you can.
Another steal. Sayumanitopa all the way to the basket. 12 for Sayumanitopa.
That's just Rapid City Stevens' 3rd team foul.
Schreiber picks up her 3rd. Still 2 fouls to give for the Raiders. Any foul by the Colonels puts the Raiders on the line. 2-possession ball game now. Here's Simpson. Mitchell going to try to play as much keep away as they can. Morgan in trouble. And a timeout taken by Dave Brooks. He'll take the full timeout.
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
Coach Brooks there helped save that possession.
Yeah, that was right in front of him. Could see what was going on. I know we can't see Dave right there, but a big shout out to Dave Brooks, the head coach of Mitchell. He is retiring. He is retiring after this game. He's got 47.5 seconds left.
Yeah.
As the head coach. He's been here the last 4 years. He's brought Mitchell to the tournament 4 years in a row.
Fun talking to Coach Brooks when we tried to congratulate him for those state tournament appearances. He said, I just go where the girls take me. A very humble guy. You can tell he cares a lot, not only about the players, but his staff and community.
Mitchell will have to replace Deb Thill, too. Deb retiring, longtime volleyball coach. Chief was a girls basketball coach, too, but two great people, and wishing Dave all the best. He's more worried about getting this game done.
Yes. They're not going to make it easy the last 44 seconds. They're going to make him work.
You see Mitchell still with one timeout. Stevens now has a foul to give if they're going to force Mitchell to the line. What has Mitchell done on the free throw line today? 6 of 13. Take this out right in front of the Stevens bench. There's Hayek. Hayek is 61% free throw shooter. Seamson a 75. And so they'll foul Hayek and send her to the line.
Hayek a 61% free throw shooter.
She is 2 for 8 though in the tournament. Has not been to the free throw line today. So Schreiber comes out.
London Hayek for Mitchell at the line. 2 shots.
Chance to extend the lead.
Finley Love signaling to her team, I want the ball on made basket. Get it into me. I'm going to push it ahead.
11 for Hayek. It's a 2-possession game. Who will take the shots? Love's going to, had it taken out of her hands and lost it. It's going to be Mitchell ball.
The Mitchell player got their hand in there. Might have been Hayek. Yep, Hayek just poked it away off of Love's leg and out of bounds.
Timeout, Stevens, as Jessa Griswold is reporting in.
We talked a little earlier about Griswold. She's one of those players headed to Mount Marty, gonna major in nursing. Stevens got a bunch of kids headed to Mount Marty, and Coach Alan Bertram. Allie Peterson, a senior. She's going to be a business major. The other 2 nurses, Jessica Griswold and also Schreiber. The other senior, Finley Love, we talked about her a minute ago, headed to Augustana to play basketball. Roommates with Seamson from the Colonels. That's pretty cool.
Bragging rights going on for that one tonight.
That's right. Yeah, for Mitchell, Seamson, the only senior playing in their last game here.
The award ceremony will follow this game. For Stevens, get the steal or the quick foul. To Morgan. Morgan is a 67% shooter. And CC today, 0 for 1 from the line.
Fouls on Peterson, that's her 5th foul.
A 5'9" senior going out. Good luck to her down the road.
CC Morgan at the line for Mitchell, shooting 2.
great career there at Stevens. Also, their GPAs, 5 of their top 6 players, GPAs of 4.0 or above.
Boy, that free throw just really made it tough for Stevens now. 8-point lead, the Colonels on top. Colonels trying to be consolation champs for just the 3rd time in their career. There's Falcon for 3. That is her 3rd. And the quick foul.
Foul number 2, Hayden Gordon. That's her 3rd.
Mitchell, they were the consolation champs a year ago. Mitchell beat Spearfish in the consolation final a year ago. Here's Hayek.
One, we're going straight in.
Two-possession game. Need 2 threes. Can't spend a lot of time. A heave and a ho, and that is an air ball. It will be Mitchell ball. And that's going to do it. Give it off to Talley, and they'll run the clock out, and Mitchell will be your consolation champs, and Dave Brooks goes out on retirement with a win.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for both teams?
59-53. Some senior leadership, but also some youngsters that keep the program moving for both teams.
Yeah, Craig, good mixture of senior leadership there with the youth. Saw some sophomores, some 8th graders, a couple juniors. For Mitchell, they'll have a new coach next year, but a lot of the same team.
Time for the award ceremony. Here's Scott Jensen.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to present the team awards to the teams placing in 5th and 6th in Class AA. To present the awards, Randy Soma and Jordan Bauer from the South Dakota High School Activities Association Board of Directors. Assisting with the team awards presentation are representatives from the Activity Association's corporate partners, Brad Gilbert from Sanford Health, Sergeant First Class Lynn Waldy from the South Dakota Army National Guard. The 6th place team in Class AA this afternoon, the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Players are Jersey Von I, Hayden Thornton, Haley Falcon, Mackenzie Schreiber, Finley Love, Jasmine Devan, Lexi Portlock, Erica Clough, Jessa Griswold, Hallie Peterson, Emmy DeBoer, Lily Karn, Charlie DeMoss, Tage Waddell, and Marley Seyumanatafa. Managers Haley Jones and Malia Whitequills. Assistant coaches Tanner Waggy, Quintrell Porter, Seth Keene, and Travis Swartz. Accepting the 6th place trophy in Class AA for 2026, head coach for the Stevens Raiders, Adam Dannenbring. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the Class AA Consolation Champions, the Mitchell Colonels. Players are London Hayek, Mia Larson, London Schroeder, Malia Reitzel, Nia Talley, Sloan Stabner, Lawler Bottom, Nevaeh Peterson, Addie Simpson, Ashley Herring, Bella Hussman, Riley Jennings, and Cece Morgan. Managers are Charlie Collins, Matea Graves, Delaney Linke, Clara Schroeder, Elliot Smith, and Brooke Verhey. Assistant coaches Wes Morgan, Christina Simpson, and Mackenzie Mertens. Accepting the 5th place trophy in Class AA, the head coach of the Mitchell Colonels, Dave Brooks. Congratulations, your consolation champions. Once again, a reminder to the fans, you can meet your team for pictures.
More to come here from Rapid City. Congrats to the Colonels, they're consolation champs.
As much as you have accomplished, there are times you'd rather not go it alone. While you determine what direction you go, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with community. Go with neighbors. Go with understanding. Go with support.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
Peterson Farm Seed Reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed Reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
Consolations Championship. Second half highlights. Mitchell, they got 4 players in double figures today, Holly.
They did. Hayek had a good game with 12. Talley, a huge game, 12 points and 10 rebounds, many of those timely. Simpson finished her career today with 21 points on the afternoon, and Morgan 11 points and 9 rebounds. Rapid City Stevens just unable to stop them today. You see there, Hayden Thornton getting one, but Mitchell was just too tough. They put up a fight.
Schreiber had a three, had a couple of them. 4 threes, in fact, for Schreiber. Schreiber had 16, Seiya Manatafa 13 for Stevens.
Yes, and congrats, Stevens, seniors. They finished the year 18-5. Thornton, Schreiber, Love, Griswold, and Peterson moving on to college next year.
We'll wrap things up when we come back.
You're committed to building relationships, to exceeding expectations, to serving your community. Your financial partner should share your vision and your values. For 130 years, we've stood by South Dakotans. We've been there, we'll be there. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West, member FDIC.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
Okay. Back in Rapid City, the consolation round is over, Holly, with our 2 games today.
Yes, the first game was the 7th place game featuring T-Area and Sioux Falls Jefferson. T-Area won that one 69-55, and then in our consolation championship game that just finished up, the Colonels from Mitchell with 59 points over the Rapid City Stevens Raiders with 53.
Here's what's coming up tonight. We're starting things off 6 o'clock Central, 5 Mountain. 3rd place matchup, Aberdeen Central and Sioux Falls, Washington. And then the championship. 3rd year in a row between these two. O'Gorman has won the last 2. A lot of drama, some intensity. Should be some good stuff here tonight. We look forward to seeing you then. For Holly Stevenson and the men and women of SDPB, I'm Craig Maddock. So long from Rapid City.